Hey y'all, good morning. I just posted 2 videos. So I said, let me go ahead and come on back, make another video and post it a little later. So what I want to talk about is when I first realized that I needed help, that I needed and wanted to change, that I didn't like the way I was feeling inside as a person at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, I mean literally at the end of my days of like when I was working and I would go home in the evening and you know how you sit down and you get on your bed and you lay back and you just take that deep breath and everything you went through that day would just start going across your mind, you just start revisiting and thinking about it. Some days were worse than others because I work with kids. I work at the Chicago Park District. I worked at Chicago Commons, after school programs. A lot of my jobs was always working with kids. Even when I worked in the cafeteria at an elementary school, still working around kids. But working around kids and working with kids, two different things. So I got to the point that, because I was always known as this no-nonsense person, whether I was working with adults doing security as a security officer, dispatcher, or whatever the case, or working as a physical instructor, dance instructor, at the school, group worker, whatever the case is. I had a group of kids I always worked with. So I was always known as no nonsense, fair, you know what I'm saying, fun, and teaching them, entertaining, let them have fun, all that good stuff, well rounded. But I was known for checking, you know what I'm saying, checking in a way. Where the kids be like, oh, that type of thing, or they get in line real quick. I was the one that the other workers would send their kids to or threaten to tell them on them too to get them in line. And of course, I ain't put my hands on nobody's kids. It ain't about that. It's just that some people can put fear in kids and get that respect for them. Like if a principal walk in the room, it was sort of like that. So it started feeling like after I get home, I wouldn't like the feeling in my stomach. It wasn't like that. Something in my gut just wasn't right. If I had to revisit how I had to like keep disciplining certain kids, I was worn out. Because if some of them kids was having a bad day, like to the point where they want to throw a chair at somebody, thank God it never happened with me, but it's been times where some kids will cuss out and call somebody out their name, which another instructor or grown up. Thank God it never happened to me. They might have said it behind my back or something, but like far as my face, I have to never go back and forth with no kid. And then sometimes they'll come there and come to find out they just lost their parent. You know what I'm saying? They was hungry. So it got to the point we was keeping noodles there for them. In case they came in hungry, let them make noodles or we'll make it for them in the microwave. But I was feeling so like the pit of my stomach just like. So that's when I started to go realize I need to go talk to somebody. And I started therapy. This had to be like 2000 and when I started feeling this way, it might have been 2001, 2002, but I didn't start really taking therapy and really getting help for it to 2003. When I left the job, I had actually resigned. I put my 2 weeks in, rather, not resign, but I put my 2 weeks notice in because I was not finna work for less money doing all that work, feeling void in my stomach, overworked, underpaid, cutting hours, and still required to do all that work and draining us and watching kids pass away, finding out if they passed away or they having a hard time in their life because their parents passed away and they not doing good at home and they, may suffer from something and they hungry and they sad. It's too much. So I don't see how people can walk around here like Peach, always snapping at people. That's not a good feeling to have to keep checking people, snapping at people, cussing people out. That's not a good feeling. And I had to be like, I had to be like, I had to be like 33, 34 when I started feeling it. So maybe she'll start feeling it because she's 35. I don't know. Maybe she feeling, she just ain't said it. It's not a good feeling, though. Nobody with a normal brain wants to walk around day by day, all day, checking folks, cussing folks out, disciplining people, watching them go through. It's draining, arguing back and forth. There's only so much you can do for them. You know what I'm saying? I would braid their hair. I'd take some of the kids home. Their moms, set it up where I can do their hair. When it's time to get ready for a show, or just because one kid really was just always walking around with a tacky head, I offered to do it for free, so I put braids in it, and you become attached to them. And then something happened, you know what I'm saying? I remember one kid, he had some type of condition, and he used to play ball and stuff. He was kind of heavy. He was complaining about his leg. And his mom finally took him and found out whatever it was. I don't know if it was cancer, but anyway, he ended up in a wheelchair. And probably like maybe after the diagnosis might have passed away like a year later. But we was like close to them kids, We have fun, watch the Temptations movie, sing all the songs, do the dances. Remember him, the last time we went on a trip together I found out he passed away, we went to the zoo. Because them park districts always take them kids all on free-ass, cheap trips in the summer. And we were sitting there waiting on the bus to pick us up to go back to the center. And we were singing Temptation song, got the Temptation song. He was in his wheelchair. And I was sitting on the bench, and then I stood up and did some steps with it. We used to have fun with them kids, boy. I ain't lying. Heartbreaking. I don't never want to work with kids no more. I'm too old now to take that. I can't take what they going through, and I can't help them, or, don't have the finances to help them. Can't feed them all. Can't love on them all in the way that you want to. But yeah, that's when I realized I needed help and I needed therapy. And I needed to talk to somebody, because it wasn't good for me to be taking all that in and dashing all that out at people just because they triggered me. Just because they said something I didn't like. Just because I was in a bad mood and they said something I took the wrong way. Anyway, I just want to share that with y'all. Because y'all my rocks. Y'all my people. Y'all my hearts. I see y'all tonight, the Red Cup live stream, 6:30 p.m. Central Time.